first step before anybody else in the world believes it is you have to believe it. There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A.
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.
You see what I'm saying? You want to be in a dominating point, okay? So what we got to do is we got to get you thinking. We got to get you thinking like the dominators think. How do they act? How does Warren Buffett act? What does Warren Buffett do with his time all the time? Those are the people I study today. I don't study the people that I went to school with, the teachers I went to school with. I don't even study my own family members, okay? I'm looking for people that are way up here that I can say, hey, what are they doing? Because they're doing it right. So I look to surround myself with people that can dominate, people that are certain, okay? People that know what they're doing, people that are in control.
You know, if you don't surround yourself with other dreamers, here's what I know. If 9 of your friends are broke, you're going to be the 10th one. That's it. If 7 of your friends smoke, you're going to be number 8. If you stay with that circle of friends, you've got to surround yourself with like-minded people. See, stop telling your big dreams to small-minded people.
If you don't go home tonight tossing and turning, truly making a decision where you're tired and jacked up at the same time, then I'm not talking to you. Weird things happen to people when you make a decision.
My mom wanted me to be a truck driver because that would mean I'd make $24,000 a year if I went to Truck Masters, and that would be twice what my father made. And she thought that would happen, but something inside of me said, I don't want to drive a truck. There's something else that matters more to me, and I decided I was not gonna go for money instead of passion. And the rewards have been pretty amazingly better than being a truck driver. It's not bad being a truck driver, it's just not what I was after. And I look back, and one of the things that helped me was my original teacher, Jim Rohn, who was a personal development speaker. I went to hear when I was 17. He said something the first time I heard him, and he said, you know, it's really simple. If you want life to change, you got to change. If you want life to be better, you've got to get better. It's the only way it happens. And luck will show up for people and to leave them. But if you're constantly improving who you are and what you give, game over.
So look, if I can do this, you can do this, but it's gonna be hard if you don't change your mind. You gotta change. You gotta change the way you think. And the way to change the way you think, ultimately there's 2 ways, okay? I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 ways, but first of all, the one way is to start discipline yourself. Catch yourself every time you say, I don't have time, say, hey, I create time. Every time you say, I don't have money, I create money.
I put the third eye on Einstein's forehead because I respect him as a visionary and a person that can see what doesn't exist in most people's eyes. Most of you guys focus on all of the things that you can see. A visionary specializes. Only those who can see the invisible can do the impossible. Only those that can see the invisible. How do you see something that doesn't exist? You have to be a visionary. You have to be a person that can say, yo, I just seen something.
I'm talking about people that really want to figure out how to move themselves forward. And you know, I find that so many of us think that our dreams are unreachable or unrealistic, and it's just so sad. I mean, people think that their dreams disappear. And if that's what you think, congratulations, you're officially stuck. And the truth is that our dreams are always there, and they don't ever give up on us, we give up on them. But here's the secret. If you just force yourself, and I mean force, because I know damn well none of you want to do anything about this, but if you just force yourself to take a couple small steps, there's always a surprise.
Everything I've ever done started with a fear.
That fear of having a dream, and that fear of, oh, I can't dream that, you know, I'll never be able to do that.
Right.
You know, it was important to know that, yes, you can have that dream, but you have to know, honestly, what it's going to take for you to achieve that dream. And then I came up with the quote, and it goes for everybody, all genders, all races. You know, don't be afraid to close your eyes and dream, but then you have to open your eyes and see the reality of what it's going to take for you to achieve that dream. And a lot of people, they kind of see, whether it's musicians or athletes or entertainers or even just successful people, but they don't understand the thing that it takes for them to get to the point that they've gotten. And you know, that's why it's a very important quote to me, and I think it, you know, it has inspired people, and it inspires me every day.
See, this is what people do. They set a target. You remember when you were a kid and you set targets that were big, giant, had nothing to do with reason? They were giant, right? And then you had some difficulty getting to it, and somebody said what? Dude, your goals are unrealistic. You need to drop your goals down. And add 40 years and end up with nothing. Certainly not congruent with your potential. How many believe you have more potential than you're going for right now? Dude, it's way up here. It's beyond what you're going for. So you want to set it here. I want to set my targets up here. I never lower a target. Never, ever. That's my target. I'll fail on my target. My whole lifetime I might fail on that target, but I won't let it go.
Success is something entirely subjective. Success is not about having lots of money, living in a big mansion, having an indigo suit. Absolutely not. That's part of it, but it's not the whole of it. You see, success is when you attribute value to things that matter to you. If you don't love what you do, it's going to be hard to continue. Do you know why so many people don't like their jobs? It's because there's no heart in it. They're just doing it to get the money at the end. You got to enjoy the process and then trust the process. And that's how to get a small vision off the ground, the come up.
I was very, very lucky to find it, you know, when I was 7 or 8 years old, and you know, and fortunately, my children have found their passion. One son loves farming like nothing else. One son loves music like everything else, and all three of them love philanthropy and what they get to do. You're lucky in life when you find it, and you can't guarantee you're going to find it in your first job out. But I always tell college students that come out, I say, take the job that you would take if you were independently wealthy. You know, you're going to do well at it.
Passion often is linked with purpose. What I love to do is often what I should do. We have been created within us the capacity to have things that we enjoy greatly, and a lot of times there is a definite relationship between what I am in love with and what I should be doing. We are created and wired in such a way that passion and purpose many times comes together, and passion is the great energizer. Once you have passion, you have energy.
If you got the energy and you go, I don't know where to start, throw a rock, and where that drops, start there. Talk to the next person. Just take massive action and keep changing. If you want to speed up the result, you find someone who's already getting the result you want. They've lost 30 pounds. Do what they did. They have a relationship that's passionate 20 years later. Let's figure out what they're doing. That's the way that you do it. And then the third thing is, if you really know what you want and you're obsessed by it, you've got all this energy and drive, and you're taking massive action, you're changing your approach, you're doing what works, the third thing we need is grace.
Whatever you move toward, if you move toward success seems to start coming your way. So figure out what you could do to make the move, to begin the early qualifications and then sustain the qualifications, and success is yours and health is yours and all valuable things.
So the point is you don't have to wait in line. You don't have to do it the way everybody else has done it. You can do it your way. You can break the rules. You just can't get in the way of somebody else getting what they want.